Welcome back to my channel at The Movie Optimist, where I try to find the silver linings in even the worst of films. I'd like to touch upon real quick the fact that there's been a rumor going around that the next Black Panther movie will feature T'Challa, but not the T'Challa that we know, not a replacement for Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, but rather his son. And I'm divided on this, because on one hand, that would require them having to age up T'Challa's son, who at the end of Wakanda Forever is like 9 or 10 years old, so they would have to at least age him up 15 years, and then all of the other actors in the MCU would also have to age up 15 years, and then we would never get sequels to Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Captain America, because all of those actors would then be too old to play those roles, so they can't do the age up route. So then the only other route they could really take is introducing us to a multiverse version of T'Challa's son that's already grown up, which I'm okay with if they do that. I'm okay with it being T'Challa's son as long as he comes from another universe and he's already in his 30s or 40s. So on one hand, I am a little concerned with how they're going to tackle that if this rumor is to be true, but on the other hand, I'm very happy because at the end of the day, I think they really dropped the ball with Wakanda Forever. Now look, I was not best friends with Chadwick Boseman, so I can't imagine how hard it was for Ryan Coogler, who was very close with Chadwick Boseman. I can't imagine how hard it was for him to march on and continue to make Wakanda Forever, a movie that he wrote all these lines and dialogues and story arcs for T'Challa, only for Chadwick to pass, and that kind of also just going the way of the dodo in Ryan Coogler's head. That was something that he planned on having Chadwick Boseman do that he was never able to see come to fruition, and it must have been so hard for him to again carry on with his franchise and honor his best friend at the same time. So I don't fault them for deciding to pass the reins on to Shuri, T'Challa's sister, because that's what happens in the comics, but we haven't read 400 comics leading up to the moment of Shuri taking on the mantle, and she never did anything in the movies to earn that title. She was the tech geek. She's not a combat expert. Sure, she had those like blaster things on her fists at the end of the first Black Panther, but she was never worthy to take on that role. If anything, T'Challa's wife should have taken on the role, or T'Challa's right-hand woman that's like the guard, I forgot her name, but she's Michonne from The Walking Dead, or M'Baku, who almost beat T'Challa at taking on the throne. Any three of them would have been better suited to be the Black Panther, but once they gave it to Shuri, I kind of mentally checked out of that film because I just didn't buy it. I didn't think she deserved it. It wasn't earned. It was a decision that was made behind the scenes from a bunch of grieving people. So again, I don't blame them for it. I don't hate the movie. I still thought it had a beautiful message, but I always believed in my heart of hearts that going forward, they needed to find a way to either recast Chadwick Boseman or do something with his son where he could take on the mantle from Shuri and fulfill the shoes of his father before him. There are a bunch of debates online of whether Chadwick Boseman should have been replaced at all, and on one side you have people going, no, he is our T'Challa, you can't replace him, it's just got to be somebody else like M'Baku. But I think that the character of T'Challa is too important on a human level. He's too important to so many people. He's too important of a character to not have there. So I was always firmly in the camp of like, yeah, recast him. As hard as it is and how unfortunate as it is, T'Challa needs to be in the MCU because he's one of the most important characters. And you look at any other movies where somebody passed away, they didn't just put somebody else from the series or from the movie in their shoes. When the actor that originally played Dumbledore in the first Harry Potter died, they didn't go off and make Hagrid the new headmaster. They just recast him to carry on his legacy. That's how you honor him. Put somebody in the role that's going to carry on the legacy, that's going to take the baton and keep the marathon going. That is how you honor the character as a whole. So on one hand, I'm not upset what they did with Wakanda Forever, but on the other, I am very happy that we are going to be getting a proper T'Challa going forward. I'm just really curious to see how they're going to go about it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you like Shuri as the Black Panther, or are you like me where you want to see T'Challa return, whether it be from his son or somebody else entirely from a different multiverse that just also happens to be T'Challa? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time.